Alright, well, take 2 of the video. Last one just totally exited out. Alright, let's just get right into it. This is the rankings, preseason rankings, post-draft rankings, whatever you want to call it. This is what we're doing right now. Alright, the worst team after the draft is, let's cut the music, let's get to business. Alright, the worst team, you wouldn't believe it, Team Hebel. And now it's not because Team Hebel has a bad roster. He drafted fine, but the problem is his best player and the cornerstone, the building block of his team is going to be out for the first 3 weeks. And who does he replace it with? A second team backup timeshare running back. It's going to be a disaster for Team Hebel. The first 3 weeks, I project an 0-3 start, which is why I'm placing him last, not because, you know, I don't mind his team. He's got some good pieces in Cup and Diggs, but just, you know, having that Barkley problem and also having guys like Ayuk and DeAndre Swift on your team, it's just not a good look. All right, let's move on to the 9th worst team, and that's Owen. And now here's a problem I got with Owen. Okay, I like Kelsey. I mean, who doesn't like Kelsey? I think he took him way too early, though. He fell for the ESPN top 300 trap. The problem with Owen's team lies in his running backs. They're deceptively bad. Jonathan Taylor and Miles Sanders are very bad players. They really don't do anything that good. Miles Sanders especially. I mean, he is a bad player. Everyone knows that from last season. Your receivers are good, but have a lot of other weapons on their team, so the volume may not be there. And then he fell for the emotion over logic trap with Chase Claypool because he went to Notre Dame. He's a bad player playing with a bad quarterback. That's it's not going to be a good flex. All right, let's move on to the eighth worst team, and that's going to surprise everyone here. And that's going to be TNT. Now I had him higher than 8. I had him in the mid tiers, but after Tiernan's criticism of my team, I decided to take a closer look and really dissect their team very closely. So here's where I have an issue. Okay, no one's debating their running backs. Their running backs are elite. Their running backs are very good. But what people are debating is their wide receivers and their tight end. George Kittle hasn't played more than 6 games in the last 3 years. The guy is an injury machine, as Matthew states. He's never out on the field, and when he is out on the field, he's got 3 guys around him who can play. Who knows who his quarterback's going to be? And all he does is block anyways, and he gets hurt blocking. Then you got the injury machine, Julio Jones, the injury machine, Odell Beckham Jr. Both guys are washed up and can't do anything. That's going to be a problem. And then you got a rookie. I mean, who knows how Jamar Chase is going to do? You got bunch of question marks, and you got hamstring Galladay. I think Galladay will be out of the NFL in 1 to 2 years. So that is why I have TNT at 8. After dissecting a little closer, they do have a nice quarterback group, running backs, but their wide receivers lack so much, and their tight end specifically. That I dropped them to 8 from the mid tiers after I took a closer look. All right, number 7 is Team Mike, my week 1 opponent. Let's move over to Team Mike so we can comment on it. All right, here's a problem with Mike's team. Jonnu Smith, Mike Davis don't belong anywhere near a starting lineup, and when I see that in a starting lineup, doesn't bode well for your ranking preseason. It really doesn't. I think those are waiver wire players. Speaking of waivers, and then Thielen, he's getting up there in age. Elliott, I mean, he's got a nice floor.